Okay. I found two more creative writing stories. I was having a bit of look, and I found an old English book that I have from school, and this is from 2012. I've got a date for this one. There's two stories. They're quite short. One's shorter than the other. The first one's pretty long, um, in comparison to the other one. I don't know what they're about because I haven't read them. I don't remember writing them. They don't have names. It just says creative writing. So let's go. I'm pretty sure they both have zombies though. I kind of sped read one of them and I saw the word zombie. So, alright. The sky darkened. The ship began to lurch. The lights flickered, and suddenly, all I heard were pots smashing. "What's going on?" said Bob. "Not sure," said Fred. No, at least they've got different names this time. That's good. He went to the window and could see rain and lots of big waves. Suddenly, some lightning struck the back of the boat, and there was a massive explosion. The back of the boat ripped off, and 5 people fell into the water. One of them fell onto a razor-sharp piece of metal and got chopped in half. "Oh my God! We've got to get to the safety boats!" They ran from the cage, and a part of the lathe. I don't know what that's. This is handwriting, and I've got bad handwriting, so this might be hard to read. Anyway, the cage. Oh, it's cage. The cage and part of cage was ripped away, and the boat began to sink. So they were running up a corridor, but it tilted massively, and Bob slid down and landed in the water. "Bob!" shouted Fred. Bob was knocked unconscious and was floating away. Suddenly, the entire boat exploded, killing everyone except Bob. Oh, poor Fred. Bob woke up on an island. He looked around. It was raining. He could see a mossy temple, and lots of palm trees. What's that building? He approached the temple, but had to go through the jungle. Suddenly, as he stepped on a leaf, he fell into a pit, and suddenly, here's... What? Why is that in present tense? Hang on, headphones. 1 second. There we go. Incredibly professional. Had to just make my headphones not slide off my head. Suddenly, he hears a deafening scream and tries to get out, but the wells were slippery. The well were slippery with blood. So he sat there, panicking. But suddenly, a dark figure with glowing eyes came and shot him with a tranquilizer dart gun, and he fell into a deep sleep again. When he woke up again, he was hanging by a rope over a volcano, and loads of the shadowy figures chanting and dancing. Suddenly, the leader came out and said, "Wakatigi John Sala Pouching." Suddenly, again, I was getting lowered. What's going on with the tense? Not tense, sorry, it's like in first person. It was not in third person before. Oh, whatever. I was getting lowered into the volcano. Suddenly, an Apache flew. Suddenly, an Apache flew and opened fire on the natives and fired a missile into the volcano, and one of the rocks hit the helicopter's propellers, and it came crashing down onto the side of the volcano. Sorry, they're at the mouth of the volcano. He's probably hanging over the volcano, right? Because that's the idea, is the lava's going to kill him. But the helicopter's come along and gotten hit by some rocks. What, is there like a higher bit of the volcano? Whatever. One of the rocks hit the helicopter propellers and it came crashing down onto the side of the volcano and exploded into a ball of fire. And I jumped down from the trap and ran down the volcano. When he got to the bottom, he saw some tribe members investigating the Apache ruin. Apache ruin? So he avoided them and went to the shore, where he woke up. Jesus, my handwriting's so bad back then. When he woke up and noticed a box, he approached it and dragged it to the big rock where he wouldn't be seen. He opened it, and in there was a pistol, and a bacon sandwich, and a big pole, and 5 bottles of laudanum, and 5 bottles of water. "Oh, this will help me," said Bob. Jesus. So he took the box into the jungle and made a shelter out of the box and some levers. Oh, Jesus. It doesn't end there. Took the box into the jungle and made a shelter out of the box and some leaves and sticks and ripped wool from some sheep he saw and slept the night. Wow. When he woke up, he ripped a massive branch off a tree and sharpened it. I thought he had a pole. Surely the pole would be more effective. Sharpened it with his teeth, alright, to make a knife. Then he found some mushrooms and cooked them in a fire he had made, and ate them. Then he found some bamboo and made a bamboo sword, and sat down panting. Suddenly he heard a growling and could see a lion behind the shelter. He was terrified and didn't move a muscle at all. But then the lion came to the front of the box and looked at Bob. He stared for 5 minutes and let out a massive roar, but then walked off. Yeah, teacher here has put, an imaginative piece of writing. Make sure you add Jesus, her writing's bad as well. Add commas plus full stops. Think of a different word to suddenly. Alright. Fair dues. Right, story 2. This one's shorter. I don't know what this one's about either. I see chaos, so this should be interesting. Johnny was walking down the road and saw something on the grass. This was where the socks beat him. Excuse me? This was where the socks beat him up last. He went to the thing on the grass. It was a shotgun. Alright. He picked it up and saw the socks. What are the socks? Coming past in their Ford Mustang. "Hey, greaser," shouted the driver. "We're going to beat you up again." "Bring it on, jerks," shouted Johnny. They came closer with their knives. That's not beating up, that's just murder, mate. And suddenly Johnny opened fire and shot them all. Get lost, losers. Suddenly a giant gunship came over. What? Suddenly a giant gunship came over the building and started shouting at him. What? Oh, shooting. That says shoot. That says shouting. 100%. Suddenly the world what? Suddenly the world started to end, and the skyscraper fell onto the gunship, and it fell to the ground, and Johnny ran away as fast as he could. But then he looked up and saw all he could see was a giant tsunami coming towards him. "Oh no," shouted Johnny as the wave got closer. A giant building fell in front of it, and he had time to steal the Ford Mustang and get away. He got in and raced off. He smashed through a glass wall and went over a ramp over some lava and smashed down. He headed for the giant bridge. Sorry, this is so hard to read. He headed for a giant bridge. As he got there, he stopped, and it was soon apparent why. Oh. In front of him were 500 zombies. Teacher has put "no" in there. In notes. No exclamation mark. Blocking the path. Yeah. 500 zombies blocking the path. Oh no, this is bad. All of a sudden, the building exploded and bits of the building fell all over the zombies. Oh, that's convenient. It's exactly what happened in Dead Frenzy, if you remember, with the lightning. Johnny hid under the car when the rubble stopped falling. He got from under his car and saw that the bridge was broken now. So he died. The end. Oh my god. The teacher has put here, I'm glad you're writing links in some way to this book. Apart from the gunships, tsunamis, and zombies. Yeah. Well, that was that. This was a bit shorter than the other one, wasn't it? There's another thing here, but it doesn't look like it would be funny. Dear Diary, I've decided to run away and write this note, even though you were stood right next to me when I ran away. So there is no need to write this note. But anyway, I hope you're Anyway, you have recently been horrible to me, and you hit me, and that was the last straw for me. So, meh. Lots of crossed out things. And the gang kiss are really nice. Excuse me? The gang kiss are really nice, but you're evil and stupid. I miss Mum and Dad, and if they saw you doing this to me, they would be really angry. P.S. I hate you. Lots of love. Pony Boy. Oh, it's a book. Something based on a book. Well then. That was that then. It wasn't as funny as Dead Frenzy, but what are you gonna do? Oh, I'm gonna go drink some water now. Goodbye.